Hi guys, I just thought I'd do a little video since I haven't put anything out for a while. I still haven't had the shed built. Delays with COVID and now steel shortage. It's not happening at the moment. What I wanted to talk about today, I just wanted to give you my honest opinion of battery powered equipment. There's a lot of talk on forums and stuff lately about battery power, and it is becoming more popular. And just as a contractor that mows lawns for a living, I do it every single day. I thought I'd just give you my thoughts. The first battery powered gear I bought was this Stihl HLA65, I think, hedge trimmer, and the short one, the HSA86. Now I bought them. I went to the first hedge job I had to do. I was using the HLA65. I used it for about 10 minutes and I thought, this thing is rubbish. I thought it cut too slow and was never going to be any good. But I persevered. I finished that hedge with that machine. I didn't drag the petrol machine out. By the time I finished that hedge, I thought, wow, this stuff's not that bad. It's like all things, you have to get used to it. And I persevered, and I actually, within a couple of jobs, I fell in love with the battery powered hedge trimmers. And as far as compared to petrol, I think they're as good, if not better. I did upgrade from the Stihl. I think it's an upgrade. I went to Husqvarna purely because their blade speed is higher than the Stihl. The Stihl blades are 3,000 strokes a minute, whereas the Husky is 4,000, and that makes a world of difference. In saying that though, Stihl are bringing out a new model this year, I believe this year, and it's going to have 4,000 strokes a minute, so it'll be really interesting to see what that's like compared to the Husqvarna. Okay, so as far as hedge trimmers are concerned, I have that telescoping one too. I have the Husky extendable one. I'm sorry, the Husqvarna names are just ridiculously long. I can't remember them all. And I have the handheld Husky. If I do still have petrol powered hedge trimmers, and I only use them on rough stuff. Like if I go to a job and it's rough and it's thick, I'll pull the petrol powered machines out, purely because I don't want to ruin the blades on me good battery powered stuff, because I do a lot of nice hedges and I like to keep them sharp, and that's where I make my money. So if I get a one-off rough job and I have to do it, I'll pull the petrol powered stuff out. But as far as hedge trimmers go, the battery power is just as good, if not better, than petrol. And on to the whippersnippers. As you see, I've got two Husky whippersnippers here. I bought this one here. This was my first one with the engine, or the motor down in the head. It is the 536 LILX. I've had that machine for a few years now. Again, when I bought it, I didn't like it. I changed I changed the guard to a guard off a 525 LST because I felt that the original guard wasn't letting enough line out. I feel this whippersnipper has pretty good power, but unbalanced with the head, the motor in the head, and the funny angle on the head, which I have spoken about before. When I say funny angle, I mean that angle there, right? And you have to get used to using that machine. So I used to take it on a few jobs, not every day, because yes, even though it's a fantastic machine and a lot of guys use it and rate it very highly, I thought it was so-so, you know. Then this combi machine came out from Husqvarna. So I thought I'll give it a go because you can screw the speed feed straight onto it. And that, as far as I'm concerned, is the best battery powered whippersnipper I've used. But again, compared to the petrol powered, I still have 2 petrol powered snippers on the truck, which I'll be taking out tomorrow, and this one will be sitting here. Why is that? Because tomorrow I have strata jobs. Some of the stuff's maybe a little bit longer, lots of edges to do. Even though I love this machine and I rate it very highly, I haven't got enough batteries to run all day tomorrow, and I don't want to be mucking around. I want to be into it, so this one will stay at home. But for the rest of the week, it will come out with me. If you want to buy a good battery-powered whippersnipper, I highly recommend that Husqvarna because it's brilliant. The balance is perfect. It's so light to use, even with their big 300 battery in it. It's great. Now, if I was a young guy starting out tomorrow, would I go battery for a whippersnipper, or would I buy a petrol machine? Personally, I'd go out and get a petrol machine, purely because the setup cost is pretty high for the battery gear, and if you're just going to run one machine, it's probably not worth it. If you're going to run a few like I do, it's worth having. But as far as the whippersnipper goes, you know, a young guy, I'd go out and get a Husqvarna 525 or a Stihl 94 before I jumped into an expensive machine like that. There are other brands. I know Ego's cheaper. All battery, I haven't used Ego, but all battery gear is great. And if that's how you want to start off, by all means do it. But I just feel there's still a little bit underdone on power. If you're hitting really heavy growth, and that happens. You know, you can't say every day you're going to go out and maintain lawns. You're going to come across a long one or a thick one, and that machine will cut through it usually, but you'll have to put it on the highest speed. I usually run it on 2. You'll have to put it on 3, and that flattens your battery even quicker. So they're my thoughts on the whippersnippers. I mean, or even Husqvarna, they have backpack batteries, and I'm not a fan of sticking a great big hot battery on my back on a 40-degree day and lugging around that with a cord connected to the machine. That's just not how I want to operate. So that's not a viable option for me. It may be for some guys working on acreages where they're whippersnipping for hours on end, but I just don't see that as a good idea. Okay, I'm in town, doing mostly residential, a few strata jobs, and I'm in and out pretty quick. Okay, you'll notice here I have the Stihl blower. This is the new model. It's the, what is it? BGA 86. Down there, if you can see that, BGA 86. I had the 85. It was like nowhere near strong enough to be a usable machine for a commercial operator. So I sold it and I bought this when it came out, and it's much better, comparable to the Husqvarna. I only bought the Stihl because it was cheaper, and I've already got batteries and I don't use the Stihl batteries much, so why not get some use out of my batteries? And blowers again, if you're starting up, if you're a young guy, don't go out and buy a battery blower. It'll drive you nuts because they suck the juice more than any battery powered machine. And even though they're fantastic, and this thing is so handy and I do use it a lot, it's so easy to grab out of the car and just zip around rather than starting the petrol machine up. yeah, blowers are definitely not there yet in their battery power. They haven't got the power of a petrol machine, and they don't get the longevity out of the battery. But if you're in a position to buy one, I highly recommend it. I mean, guys rate the Ego blower, and they say how powerful it is, and I believe that. It's just I'm not willing to go out and buy another machine and another charger and different batteries again, so I'll stick to the Stihl and the Husky at this stage. Yeah, so they're just honest thoughts on battery gear. I mean, I love it. I think it's because I have bad joints, bad vibration problems with my fingers, arthritis and stuff like that from doing this job for such a long time using petrol machines that vibrate. And a petrol powered handheld hedge trimmer, the vibration through them is very noticeable when you go and use a battery powered machine, how smooth running they are, how quiet, easier on your ears, all these benefits of battery power. And it will get there. I can tell it won't be long, and I'll be standing here saying, throw your petrol stuff in the garbage, because battery is the way. I mean, look at the GIE Expo in America this year, the amount of big brands bringing out battery powered stand-ons, ride-ons, and it's coming. Sooner or later, it's going to be here in Australia and going to be huge. Ride-on mowers, battery powered, and it's exciting. It's just sad that I'm towards the end of my mowing career, because I feel the young guys today are going to have some beautiful equipment in the future to maintain properties. Yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope that helps some of yous, but yeah, I'll be out this week using that whippersnipper there, but just not tomorrow because of the type of jobs I'll be doing tomorrow. Okay, guys, I hope that helps a little bit. I hope I haven't rambled on. If you're liking these sorts of videos, can you subscribe to my channel? It just helps me a little bit. I haven't got many subscribers, and sometimes I feel like it's not worth making the videos. So yeah, give me a thumbs up or something to give me a bit of encouragement to make a few more for you. Okay, thanks guys, bye.